Hello friends, followers and channel members. So, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is set to be released on the Xbox on the 27th of July 2021. It's initially going to be released on the Xbox X and S series, and this is the first time in nearly 4 decades that the Microsoft Flight Simulator franchise will have been made available on any console. It's going to feature all of the same effects and features that we have come to love and enjoy on the PC version, such as the live weather, the rain, the lightning, and it opens up the Flight Simulator world to a whole new generation of gamers. The simulator will contain the same 37,000 airports, 2 million cities, 1.5 billion buildings, complete with traffic and animals, essentially the whole world for the first time living and breathing available on a console. Now, the initial trailer as well for Xbox also shows some added effects, things like dust and smoke from the tires and even water wake from aircraft landing on water surfaces. So it's going to be very interesting to see if the Xbox update will also bring these features onto the PC version, as they are currently missing at the moment. When the simulator first released on to PC, many gamers played the game with their Xbox controllers. They can connect up to the PC and they enjoyed flying around the virtual world using the Xbox controller. This is absolutely fine for exploring a nice scenic flight such as this in a nice general aviation small propeller aircraft, but how are we going to go and deal with the much more detailed aircraft? Things like Boeing 747, the Dreamliners, and of course the Airbus A320. Well, of course, you can buy keyboards, you can buy mods and plug in mouses and things, and I think that if you're going to do this and fly more detailed aircraft on the Xbox, I'd highly recommend that you start thinking about buying those extra things, because you're going to need more than just an Xbox controller to be able to control all the switches and things that you can fly in one of the airliners in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft have already said and revealed that they are currently working with companies that are creating peripherals for the game. Turtle Beach have already announced that they are making a dedicated hardware set for the simulator, and I think this looks really neat, and it's going to cost around $350 at its time of release. No release date yet, but that will make your flying experience on an Xbox in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 much more enjoyable. Now, many have been wondering about how mods are going to work in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 for the Xbox. What will be available on the Xbox compared to the PC? So, lots of you with the PC versions will already be familiar with the thousands of freeware and payware mods that are available from sites like flightsim.to, where we can just simply download, stick them in the community folder, and off we go. How is this going to work on the console versions? Well, you're certainly not, from what I understand, going to be able to download things like that from flightsim.to, certainly not straight away, and all we can tell at the moment is only the items that are available in Microsoft Flight Simulator's marketplace are going to be able to be downloaded. Now, this is one of the reasons why the fly-by-wire team wanted to get the A32NX available, and their mod available in the marketplace, so that, which is quite good news, should be available to download and play on the Xbox version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. The download for the game itself, of course, is a very large download, as those of us with slow internet have been struggling with for many weeks here on the PC version. However, in recent weeks, Asobo have scaled the initial download from its original 170 gigabytes down to just 83 gigabytes, and the Xbox version will be available as a pre-download, so hopefully you'll be able to go ahead, set that going, and then once the release date comes, you'll be able to get going straight away. So the cost then of the game is set to be the same as the PC version, starting at $59.99, and will also be available on the Xbox Game Pass. The day it is released is when obviously you'll be able to play the game, and if you've pre-downloaded it, then you should be getting going pretty quickly. Now for some good news though. The game is set to be a cross-platform game. So what this means is that if you already own the game on your PC, you will not have to purchase it again if you want to play it on your Xbox console. However, that is only if you have purchased your edition on the Microsoft Store. So it has also been, of course, available through Steam. That will not be transferable over to your Xbox. So if you've purchased your PC edition via the Microsoft Store, happy days, you'll be able to play that, transfer that across onto your Xbox console. So I did this. My particular version of the same has been purchased through the store, and I was very excited when I found this out. I thought, excellent, I can just do some nice general flying upstairs where the Xbox is, big screen TV, until I realized that the rumor that it was also going to be released and available on the Xbox One, the console I currently own, has now been quashed. That has disappeared. Don't know where that's gone. So as that stands, that's not going to happen. So there's no information from Microsoft at this current time that it will be coming to Xbox One, as there was some months ago. So for now, we're just left with the release on the X and the S series. Other people then have been talking about the Xbox version in greater detail. So what about things like VATSIM? So VATSIM is the Virtual Air Traffic Control Simulation Network, for those of you unfamiliar with that. And if any of you watch my live streams here when we're doing real ops flights, then you will see me talking to what's deemed real air traffic controllers, human air traffic controllers, and VATSIM is essentially a combination of pilots flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator, P3D, X-Plane, FSX, so a cross of different flight simulators, all controlled by VATSIM air traffic controllers who can all see us on their screens and keep us all separated. Is this going to be available for the Xbox versions? Sadly, I can't really see that happening at the moment. I don't understand how this would work, because VATSIM requires an external client, just the same as things like my cabin announcement mods, self-loading cargo, which again you have heard give cabin announcements when we're flying on the live streams. These would all need to be reworked somehow to make them available. Never say never, but as it stands, I can't see those coming any time soon. Microsoft have, however, announced that the Top Gun Maverick expansion pack will be coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator in November. Now, here we can see a few screenshots that Microsoft have released. So it's going to be nice to be able to fly some of these fast jets, and of course advertising the Top Gun Maverick film. And as well as the fast jets, we also have a nice image here of a aircraft carrier. So our aircraft carrier missions and operations also going to be available. I'm guessing time will tell. So the World Update number 5 lands this week as I'm recording this. It's only 2 days away, and we're going to be featuring the Nordics, and this will have improved scenery for Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland and Iceland. There'll also be a few handcrafted airports as well, and they're going to feature Bornholm, Stockholm, Hollander and Vasa, to name a couple. Now this is an absolutely stunning part of the world, and this is actually the part of the world that I'm flying at right now. So it will be interesting to see what this area looks like in a couple of days' time once that world update has landed. As per usual, when there's a world update, some sim bugs normally need ironing out, so we're going to have to wait and see in a couple of days once that hits how that's going to work. But I'm actually looking forward to doing quite a few flights here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 around the Nordics, and in particular Iceland as well. That should be really nice to go and see. In other news then, with regards to new scenery, Orbex have recently released their new global airport textures for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So this is an add-on that attempts to give airport ground textures a major overhaul. It has 28 different types of runway surfaces, as well as things like aprons, taxiways, parking, runways, and the idea is to add more of a lifelike and dirt effect, because a lot of the textures by default in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 are rather clean, and they just want to add, as you can see here from this image, there's a little bit of oil spillage going on there, and then we've got cracked runways as well, and of course we want to have some landing tire marks which builds up over time. So that's now available from Orbex, and that's been released. I personally haven't got this. I don't know whether it's the sort of thing that I'd go and buy straight away, as we know from experience when Orbex released their weather pack that the weather model from Zobo continue to get better and better with every update. So are these textures planned by Microsoft and Zobo? Time will tell. But if you want it right now, you can go ahead and of course get that from Orbex. So hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell, and I look forward to seeing you all again in the next video very soon. Bye bye for now.